Hello everyone, my name is Ansar Baloch and I'm your arts trainer. Today I would like to tell you about speaking part 2, as in last video I would like to tell you about speaking part 1. Now today I would like to tell you about speaking part 2. As you know, speaking part 2 is a very challenging part. Most of my students, they also would like to ask me, sir, speaking part 2 is quite challenging. So why? Because this part also contain quite like challenging things. For example, it's quite difficult to speak for 2 minutes consecutively. So in this part, most probably you are supposed to speak 2 minutes consecutively, and when you need to speak like 1 and 2 minutes consecutively, it's quite challenging. Because in part 1, as I mentioned earlier, like you are supposed to speak like 1 to 1, like examiner would like to asking you the question and you are going to supposed to provide the answer. So that was quite easy. When it's come to part 2, so part 2 is quite challenging. In part 2, examiner would like to give you a topic, and that would be definitely printed on a paper, and along with that paper, examiner also provide you like a blank page. In that page you need to like make some notes. You can also write some notes and you can use it for 1 minute. Of course, examiner start your time on the watch and of course on any other device. So he would like to give you 1 minute to make your notes, and by using your your capability, you can make some notes. Apart from that, thereafter you need to speak for 1 and 2 minutes. Now there is a proper method to speak on part 2, because part 2 is quite challenging. So first of all, you need to provide intro. So for intro, like how you can start your intro, you can start your intro, well, the topic I have got is blah 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 and I'm supposed to speak on that topic and blah blah blah. So first of all, you need to provide the intro. Thereafter you need to provide reason, like you can explain it for about like 1.5 minutes, and thereafter you need to provide the conclusion. So first of all, you need to provide intro, then of course your explanation, and thirdly you need to provide conclusion. So for explanation, there are something that you need to keep in mind. For example, you can give reason, you can give causes, you can give the advantage of that one, you can give the disadvantages of that part. So if I would like to conclude my discussion, so of course in part 2, that is about 3 minute activity. 1 minute we need to make notes on the given page, and 2 minutes we have to speak with the examiner. While speaking on part 2, you need to keep in four things that you need to keep in mind. The first thing is your fluency, as I mentioned earlier in the last video, and second, you need to keep in mind related to vocabulary. You need to use high-five vocab, and along with that you also need to like keep in mind while grammatical range and accuracy. And lastly, you need to provide, or you need to keep in mind, or you need to take into account like pronunciation, like how you can pronounce the word. Don't worry about your accent, because IELTS is definitely based for the second language speaker, so examiner won't see your accent. Of course, your intonation, your pronunciation, how you pronounce your word, that will also consider, but don't worry about your accent. Thank you so much. If you have any query, you may ask in the comment. Thank you.